thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And really, thank you to all of you. Moving in as a new person in the community, I've been really lucky with this organization, being able to attend various chambers. And I'm here because Tricia was like, you need to be a part of the Oakdale chamber. So, so thank you for that. And people have just been so kind and welcoming. So I really appreciate that a lot. All right. So kind of as he said, the word cancer, it's like, you hear that diagnosis and everything in your life kind of gets tossed up in the air and it lands and it's shifted and you don't know where to start. I'm one person. There's the American Cancer Society, and I'm so grateful because today when you leave, you will be able to remember some tidbit, even if someone messages you or you hear someone has cancer, you will at least know who you can come to for some resources. But I think it's so important that you're able to go out into the community and share this knowledge, because sadly, you probably have someone in your life who is dealing with cancer, has dealt with cancer, has passed from cancer. You know, it just affects a lot. So that's why I'm here to say, even though it sounds so big, you know, it's there. The vision, end cancer as we know it for everyone. So cancer probably isn't going to go away, right? But there's been so many wonderful research things and knowledge that has come about, and they are continually looking. So American Cancer Society, abbreviated ACS. Also, the joke is always something changing, always changing something. So as you see this, that's kind of in a good way too, right? Sometimes you're like, but other times it's really good. So as Frank mentioned, we do this with really a cool integrated approach, because you can't just go one different thing. So discovery, where there's the research breakthroughs, cancer prevention, treatments, survivorship. There's a department that's really focused on that. Then our patient support, if you have it, you're a caregiver, whatever, we want to make sure that people are taken care of. This is about taking care of people. And then advocacy. Next to the federal government, American Cancer Society is the largest funder for going into research and taking care of these things. But we still need the federal government, the state government, and so there is a wonderful group of people who do that advocacy. So American Cancer Society has been around for 111 years, almost 112 years. And these, of course, are the things that happen. The discovery area equals all of those categories. And that's what they focus on. It's so cool. So some of you will see, and I have more, there's these wonderful postcards with tons of QR codes. I mean, bedtime reading for a lifetime right here for you. On here, if you want to see some of the different grants and programs that are being funded, you can scan on there and see some of those research projects. A lot of them are happening right here in Minnesota. We're so lucky to have such a fantastic medical hub right here in Minnesota. When I worked for the Alzheimer's Association, I went to places like Hibbing and Grand Portage and all of this, and many times the question would be, well, if I donate, I want my money to stay local. And my answer is, for this as well, we want people to be able to reach local. I want people from Grand Portage to be able to call our hotline. I want them to do that. But then I ask them, so do you want your research only to be done in Grand Portage? And they were like, oh. I'm like, no. You want your research to be done with the best minds, wherever that may be, all over the place. And then for that information to be able to come back to Grand Portage, to come back to Duluth, to come back to everywhere that there is. And so that is one of my answers for people when they're like, does my money stay local? Yes, and it does in that way. It may go, it may come back, but there's a variety of things that are local right here. So here are some facts. Every 15 seconds, I think they have said, somebody is getting a cancer diagnosis right now. And it's crazy. And in my life, when I took this job, I was not wanting to do another job that made me cry so much. I cried with Alzheimer's a lot. It's an awful disease. They're making a little progress. It's really hard. I had one friend who had passed away from ovarian cancer in November. I was kind of talking to the American Cancer Society in June. And a friend of mine who ran Grandma's Marathon, was 49 years old, a tiny little thing, a nurse who had done her Cologuard box test, called me and said, I have just been diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, and they didn't catch it because they didn't get the actual colonoscopy done. So part of the reason that I do this job is in honor of Heidi, who did then pass away last April, right before she would have turned 50, because she said, Tammy, you have to go out and tell people they've got to get their screening. Go get their screening. So you will hear some of that, but that's why I do this. That's a huge one right now, that colorectal cancer is number 1 in men, number 2 in women. And sadly, it's getting younger and younger. So if you have to, someone just reached out and their 33-year-old boyfriend just got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. And he had to push so hard to try and get screening because they're like, oh, you don't have to get screened. It was 50, now it's 45. I just finally got my own screening last year, a few months ago. I was 10 years later than I'm supposed to be. It was not that terrible. Here's the tip. Drink your second flavor of Gatorade. That's it. Just choose that because you won't want your first one after a long time. All right, so cancer is common. In 2004, we passed 2 million new cases diagnosed in a year. We continue to see increases in screenable cancers, including breast cancer, cervical, and prostate. What do you come from with this? So here's your screenings of when that should be happening. Please have a doctor. If you don't have a good relationship with your doctor, kind of try to work that out. You get to choose if you want a different doctor. Also, if you don't have insurance and you're worried about something, call American Cancer Society's 800 number. There are programs that you can go get free screenings done. So if your insurance is pushing back or your doctor's like, you know your body better than anybody. If something feels weird, wouldn't you rather really go through the stuff and find out, yeah, something was just a little weird, or catch something that right away, if you can nip it right away, it is so often so treatable. Welcome to May. It's Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So March was colorectal cancer. Many of you got to eat little cute poop emoji cupcakes. Thanks to Hy-Vee, that was wonderful. May is Skin Cancer Awareness, so I just want to remind everybody, don't fry, right? So I brought a little gift bag today. There's some summer fun things in there. One of them is sunscreen. Put on your sunscreen. It's a great thing to do. Go set up an appointment with your dermatologist, do a quick skin screening, make sure things are good. Okay, so yes, cancer incidences are rising in men, rising in women and men, and decreasing in men. There's some different things. So prostate cancer used to be one of those things that really it was like, ugh, but that one has been so treatable. Many breast cancers are very, very treatable. Pancreatic cancer, this is one that they're trying to get more grants, more things going on because they don't know enough about it. I just had somebody who I sat down with him for coffee and he slammed his fist down and he's like, what are they doing about pancreatic cancer? I'm like, we're working on it. But sadly, it takes some time, right? So that's the thing. There are some great things that we can do. This is just from last year. And nearly half of adult cancer deaths in the US could be prevented by making some lifestyle changes. One of those, of course, is not smoking cigarettes, losing weight. Everything has to do with that. Watching your alcohol consumption, being physical, and then trying to choose healthy things for your diet. The stronger and healthier your whole body be, the better you can fight cancer if you happen to get it, or maybe not even get it at all. So that's really important. HPV vaccination. I know that this kind of came out when my kids were younger, weren't quite sure about it. Now they really are saying, look, you're catching things super early. You can prevent a lot of things early on. So if you have questions again about these things, you can go to our website. You can call an 800 number. Of course, you should talk with your doctor about it. But I always think people need to feel empowered about the things that they are, choosing to do. There's clinical trials all over the place and so close. All of these dots right here in Minnesota, there are these clinical trials. One of my coworkers was diagnosed and told he was going to pass away 15 years ago. So every couple months he comes on our meetings and he just says, hey, I just want to thank you guys for what you're doing, because what you're doing out in the community and you're raising money and you're all of these different things. He was put on a clinical trial. They didn't expect it to work, but it did. And he's still here running Coaches versus Cancer events down in southern Minnesota. And he's just so grateful, so grateful. So as I said before, like American Cancer Society, always changing something. Here's a couple of really cool updates that have just come out this year. If you don't know some of the history that our Black community had to deal with, being tested, different trials. There's a really interesting book called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and she was a Black woman whose cells actually still continue to grow. Cancer cells, and it has been responsible for helping find so many amazing treatments for it. The way that it all happened, not so great, but they're trying so hard to build really good reputation to understand each population, every minority, every color, every person, right? Ending cancer as we know it for everyone. So this is a really cool program reaching out for Black women to get involved in this study if they will. It's not very invasive. It's more about questionnaires and QR codes and such like that. So if you have anyone in your life who you think would be interested in that, please share. This is really cool. This is for everybody. ACS Cancer Risk 360. So if you go to the website, you can take a questionnaire and go through, and it will come out and tell you some of your factors, like where do you lie, give you some tips, what you might be doing, good for yourself. Also a great thing for employers to share with their employees, because you have to take care of the people who, are taking care of you too. So in talking about that, we want employers to know, that we have programs that can help. So if you have a company and you'd like to, I have one car company, and they were interested in running a no smoking, like how to quit smoking information, for their employees. And so we can provide some of those things. I've got a guy named Matt Flory who is fantastic. He will do a webinar for you. He will just answer all kinds of things. He's worked with the American Cancer Society for 25 years, and he is the patient support. He breathes it. He knows it. It's amazing. I get all these great facts from him. So we just want you to know that we are here to support you as business owners, community members, all of those things as well, because a healthier community means healthier for business and life. More of that, employers screening options, all of the different things that can be, kind of with it. So quizzes, a full slide. I wanted you to really be able to see what that Cancer Risk 360 is. Okay, our advocacy, real quick. Great. If you love government, then you're welcome to become a volunteer. And some of that could even be you sign up for a thing called ACS CAN. It's a 501c4. So it's a $10, I think, membership that you do. They will send you emails to say, hey, this is the issue we're working on right now. If it's important to you, please click it, sign your name, send it off, just to keep you aware of what they're working on. They're helping a lot of health equity types of things, hunger, patient debt, how that maybe should not be put against your credit card or your credit score when you didn't choose to have medical debt. And then, some of the things I kind of just talked about. I'm going to go through these quick, but I'm always around to answer questions with it. This is our Minnesota delegates, some of them who just went this last year to Washington, D.C. Patient support. Have any of you raised your hand if you've heard of Hope Lodge? Do you know what Hope Lodge is? Okay, not very many. How about Ronald McDonald House? Great. Hope Lodge is the Ronald McDonald House for adults and their caregivers. For people who live 40 miles away or farther that need to be close for treatment, this is free housing, free stay instead of doing hotel room or something like that, and it is a beautiful community. So, a couple of different things. That 24/7 hotline, on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, you're a caregiver, your loved one has cancer, they don't want to eat anything. You call, you get some suggestions, like they're having a hard time with this. What kind of lotion might be good? Today is just a really hard day and I just need somebody to talk to for 5 minutes. They will answer the phone and help with that. A fantastic app because everybody's on their phone. ACS Cares, it might be on here, it might not. This is great. People who are going through it. I just had a woman from Oakdale who called me. Her husband has just been diagnosed with male breast cancer. He is horrified, embarrassed. And I said, hold on, don't be. I have another gentleman in White Bear Lake. They can connect and talk. Let's just get them through this. Sometimes you just need that side to side of people who understand what's going on. Cool program. If you're looking for some meaningful volunteer opportunities, there's a bunch of different ways. You drive around, you drive to work. Maybe you would like to drop somebody off to their medical appointment. Getting treatment means you have to be able to get there. So Road to Recovery, awesome program where you can volunteer, get some training, stop, pick up somebody, get them to their appointment because maybe their caregiver needs to still be at work. There's that picture of Hope Lodge. There's one in Minneapolis, one in Rochester. Lots of cool volunteer opportunities. One of the best things you can do, go in and make a meal, take your team, see the people, visit with them. It's a fantastic opportunity. Here's that impact of what had happened in 2025, of what we know. That's my guess. There's probably still some people who are not diagnosed yet, who haven't said anything. But very cool things of what's been going on. This is what I love most. $6 million of savings costs for people who are going through treatment that did not have to come out of their pocket. There's our numbers for Washington County of survivors and people who have it. So how can you help? On your table, lots of different opportunities. We run all kinds of things. If you hear Gold Together, that's childhood cancer. There's 4 super amazing, 3 actually that you could come to. The Just for Kids is a private event that's going on. Breast Cancer Walk is at the Mall of America. There's golf. Everybody loves golf. There's all those things. But for you in this room, how many have been to the Tartan Relay? Cool. How many has been to any other Relay for Life? Nice. Thank you. So, Tartan Relay is coming up May 16th. Today is Gordy Klatt Day. Dr. Gordy Klatt started this 40 years ago. He graduated from Stillwater High School. So, he went to Tacoma, Washington. There's that. The 4 signature elements of Relay. We celebrate survivors, caregivers. We have a luminary ceremony, and an opportunity to fight back. And the students want to see you there. They want you to come and see the cool things that are happening, that they are working so hard. So you will come, you will laugh, you will cry, you will dance. You get to walk through an inflatable colon and probably hug a baby kangaroo. So there are reasons to come of things that you would never. That's what I love about Relay, right? It's for everybody. There's something for everybody. And you will see Becky Speed there because she is one of our sponsors. So thank you so much. Cardinal Realty is going to be there. RC cars, if you haven't driven some fun RC cars, they're going to come and set up. So there'll be lots of different things. And you can just watch high schoolers sit in the bleachers and watch them have fun, play silly games, do all of this stuff. We're raising money. We're trying to be the fun of fundraising, raising money to help support all of those things that I just told you about. Hope Lodge, Road to Recovery, research, patient support. So you can call and have somebody there. And yep, probably even to keep a few of us on the ground. There's not very many in-person staff anymore, so I feel really privileged that I do get to be a face in the community that's representing American Cancer Society. All right, we have time for a couple of questions. Please, Tony.
I got a couple questions.
Okay, I'll do my best.
First, would you say it would be beneficial to an individual if the donut lady didn't know you by first name?
Well, she can know you by first name, but maybe you need to lessen and go maybe just once a week, right? I think there's all things in moderation, but
All right,
yes.
I'm serious though. When you said earlier something about, when you start feeling off or feeling weird or something, is there resources to go to define what those, like what are some symptoms of how you're feeling that could, you should say, hey, maybe I should get in and get this checked? And then my other question is, what kind of pushback do you get with insurance companies covering treatment? Has it changed? Is it positive now? Are they supportive or are they still worried about the bottom line?
So I'm going to go back to that slide. I think everybody, it would be really wise, and I haven't done it yet myself because it's pretty new. I would go do that questionnaire, that 360 questionnaire, just to see if that triggers anything for you. www.cancer.org. You can type in search questions a little bit. It can give you a little bit of information. And again, you can call that hotline. You can call it for so many things. They can maybe direct you if there is a really good resource for that. As for insurance, it depends on which one, probably, but that's that advocacy piece where they are really trying to help make sure that they get some good health navigators to help people go through. Many of you have heard, I was in a car accident last year, some stuff happened. This accident, me even working my way through the insurance system has been super frustrating. That gives me so much empathy for people who have much worse. Right? So you have to be self-advocating. If you can't, make sure your caregiver does, but calling that 800 number 2 and just saying, I'm having a hard time with my insurance company. What can I do? There's probably some resources. Any other questions?
So I'm reading one, and they still want me to get a colonoscopy. And I'm debating. I mean, I had it done 2 years ago, I guess, but I'm debating. I hear that if you get colon cancer, you're probably going to die of old age before the cancer kills you. So
It depends on the stage, and if they go through and they do it and they remove any, that's the whole idea, is you do it in your colonoscopy, and then if there's any polyps or anything funky, they can remove it at that point, which lessens your chance of having it. They send it for testing. If there's something that comes back, then you go in and talk a little bit more. It's up to you. You're 81. Have you had a good life and you're happy with what it is? Okay. Then it's up to you. Or do you want to drink the Gatorade and try a little more?
well, it's interesting you should say that, because my doc says the same thing. It's up to you. It's up to you.
It is, and it is up to us.
But truly, I need someone to say, go do it or don't.
Are you married?
Don't do it or don't do it. I
You
got
gotta-
to direct it.
Frank, why is your doctor asking to have one done in just 2 years?
He did. The colonoscopy people did.
Well, there's a
Well, maybe
reason.
You should go back in and get it done then. 'Cause obviously-
Because sometimes it's 5 years, sometimes it's 3 years. Like my husband's a 5-year and I'm a 3-year.
The only reason that they recommend a shorter time period is because you had polyps.
Right.
Polyps, and there's issues, and they're concerned about it. So the question is, how do you want to die? You want to die of cancer? That would suck.
Eric, I have a gift, so I don't know if you want to do drawing. I don't know if that. I do have a, I don't know. Any other questions? Do you feel like you have some answers if somebody comes up to you tomorrow and sadly says, I've been diagnosed with cancer, or my husband, or my boyfriend, or my grandpa, or whatever it is? Do you feel like you have something that you can offer them in that moment?
Yes.
Good. That's what I want. I want you to not feel the hopelessness that can be. And also, people want to do meaningful things. When you get sick, how many people want to bring you soup? Like everybody wants to bring a dinner. Everybody wants to do this. And as I've had friends who have gone through it, they're like, everybody wants to do something for me and I don't know what to do. So I tell them, you can tell them, take what you need, and then say, start a team in my honor for a relay, for a breast cancer, for whatever it is. Do a little activity. Buy a luminaria. There's these cool little bags that light up the track. It's very cool for $10, whatever it is. Like, we also provide you meaningful opportunities to give other people ideas of something they can do that makes a difference. $10 makes a difference. Yeah, please.
Are there any other cancer-causing agents aside from the obvious, like
Cigarettes and
alcohol that we should know?
I'm sure there's a list. Like, don't eat plastic. There's a lot of research coming out on plastic things. I will ask one more thing. So at our relay, we are putting together survivor swag bags, and I'm going to make sure that there's stuff in here. If you have cool things you would like included in the survivor swag bag, that would be fantastic. They would really love it. So I know I have something from Smash Park, whatever. I'm going to try, and Chick-fil-A, I think, is going to donate something. So if you have cool things you'd like to, please let me know. I'd love for you to scan the QR code. You're welcome to make a donation. You're welcome to set up a team. You can join my team if you don't want your own. I'm a team of one. It's a little lonely. You know, so whatever. If you'd like to be involved, I have a way for you to be involved.
How many bags, Tammy?
30. I'm going to do 30 for tartan. I also run White Bear Lake and Stillwater relays, so
Rally towels.
fabulous. They would go well. Yeah, they would love that. So this is your summer Be Smart and Happy kit.
All right, I'm gonna pull a winner. Mike Kinderman.
Does he always win?
You want last one then? All right, congratulations.
Thanks, Tammy.
Yay, thank you. And there's sunscreen, so
Thank
you
guys
need
for
that.
being here, and,
Exactly.
we'll see you at the next event.
Back here next time.
Thank you.